Greetings, fellow Empyreans. I am Ashtarothi, the voice of New Eden, and it is May 25th, YC125, and we are here to answer the question, are the new Dreadnoughts Black Ops or Covert Ops? This is the EVE Universe Show! Answer, nope! Hi, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Take a seat. Have a good one. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff if you like what I'm doing here. Mini Doomsday in ships. Yes. The drifters will feel it this time. I think actually, well, it could be interesting to see how effective it is against drifters. It could be fairly effective against drifters, to be honest. But we'll talk about that in a second. So what is the plan for today? The plan for the day is we're going to talk about these new dreadnoughts. I was going to record something yesterday. Turns out production, I should have learned my lesson from my time as a software developer to always take an estimate, double it, or add a few hours and then double it. Didn't make it very far, but I was going to record my information today to fill up the time. But then A, we have the dreadnought stuff, and B, I realized I have negative 2.0 with the Caldari finally. So we're going to play a little, while we're talking about the Dreadnought during the conversation side of things, we will be running the SOE Epic Arc and see whether or not we can get it all done in one day. 07 to everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Let us begin. So there was some additional information that was mentioned on the stream, but it seems like we got most of the information in the dev blog and just some clarification in the stream. So we'll talk about that. We did get some stats, which we may look at. I just realized. But before we do that, actually, I want to jump real quick into the Shadow War update. Now everybody's above 60%. The Amarr have apparently gotten themselves a new benefactor. It's kind of funny. You can, as soon as the Caldari completed their task, right? Well, actually, after the Caldari completed their task, but you see these big steps in the Amarr now to finish it off. So, but the Gallente is catching up. Still, we're making pretty good progress. And then, of course, we still have the manufacturing phase. So now all sites are going to be dropping the relay tech. And you can, of course, still turn in stellar data cores to the Gallente, as far as I know. Also, they updated the drugs to make sure that they go through to September. I don't think that that's to suggest that the event is going to go till September. I think that the idea of having a deadline on the event doesn't make any sense. This event goes until it's completed. That, like, the whole idea is that we're stealing the technology. It's not like with the gate building event, they were able to seize the gate that ended our ability to progress that. There's no real way to end the ability to progress the technology of one empire versus another. So I don't think that this is going to like end in that sort of way, but the deadline for the drugs was coming up by the 13th of next month. So I think that this was more of a message from CCP that's saying like, no, this event is going to last for a while, right? They could always update it again, but because it was in the patch notes, I assume that it's just going to stay until September. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to go get some Glamourix boosters. I guess I could pick it up as I'm going around the thing. That is one of the things I was going to talk about. All right. But let's get to the main event. Let's talk about Tech 2 Dreads. They are now known as Lancer Dreadnoughts. Welcome to the second installment of Viridian in Focus series and of articles designed to give you insight into specific upcoming elements of EVE Online Viridian expansion in June. So the last one was the graphics and missile update. Yes, they do, Marcus. I'm 99% sure of it. It will also provide Viridian will be the first of 2 major expansions, blah, blah, blah. Manage their introducing new tools for caps leaders to manage their corporations and set goals, to personalize upwell structures, as well as engage in socially driven gameplay content. So once again, we have literally only seen the tip of the iceberg, like literally, because like we've seen the tip, the reward, the shiny thing, right? Better effects, cloud effects, and Tech 2 Dreadnoughts. But what we're not seeing is the looming mass under the surface of these corp updates and goal updates. Like I've said this many times, I do not believe it's a coincidence that we have the most complicated Tech 2 ship ever coming out at the same time as they're trying to make it so that players can set goals better, because Tech 2 is probably the place that needed the ability to coordinate and set global goals more than any other aspect of the game. Because T2 expects you to cooperate with a lot of people, between a lot of people. And while some people do manage that with alts, it'd be nice if you could play the game as it's intended and do it as a group without the use of external tools. So I look forward to that. But that isn't what we're talking about today. We're talking about the tip of the iceberg, the part that's showing. Speaking of iceberg, remind me later, and I've been working on an Eve iceberg I want to show you guys too. A major new addition for Eve as part of the Viridian is the introduction of Lancers. These Tech 2 Dreadnoughts will be specialized ships that bring unique combat strategies to serve a distinct role in the capital ecosystem. Get the lowdown on these colossal new ships as they're discussed throughout. Yeah. Okay, so I will say off the cuff, I did not guess E-War Dreadnought. Marcus, I think, won that community pot, as it were. But the reason why is because I would have thought that it would be a carrier or a super carrier that would do that, because that's mostly what it is. So just as we're doing this, I keep coming to the question of, should this have been Tech 2 carriers? Let's just keep that in mind, I guess.
In the Viridian expansion, we are introducing Tech 2 Dreadnoughts, which is the first Tech 2 capital ships since Jump Raiders, and they will be known as the Lancer Dreads. This is the first step in an ongoing evolution of the capital ecosystem within EVE, so it gives us the opportunity to introduce new roles, new tools, new dimensions of combat that keep wars really dynamic and increase the strategic depth within EVE. So Dreadnoughts have some of the most clear and well-defined roles within the capital ecosystem. So they really provided us with a really good foundation to get started before we want.
Dreadnoughts have a really well-defined role in our ecosystem, which is why we're going to let them take over another capital ship's role.
Want to expand on other classes. We didn't just decide to make bigger, badder dreads. These ships have a very specific purpose, and they give you a new role to master. So with the addition of the Lancers, the Dreadnought landscape looks a little bit different. So for example, we have Tech 1 Dreads that deal a pretty high damage, and they cost the least to create. We have the Navy Dreads from Uprising that we introduced last year, and they are the strongest of the Dreads, but they're also very expensive. We also have the Pirate Dreads, and they have their own very...
Faction Dreads, Pirate Dreads should be stronger than Faction Dreads. And I wonder if she's actually describing the ecosystem as it currently is or the ecosystem as it will be, because it sounds to me like, yeah, the Navy Dreads will continue to be both the strongest and most expensive, but I'm not sure.
Very specific utility. And then we have the Lancers, and they really fit nicely into the big picture. So let me tell you more.
Let's listen to that one more time.
Expensive. We also have they are the strong. We have the Navy Dreads that the Lancers. The Dreadnought landscape looks a little bit different. So for example, we have Tech 1 Dreads that deal a pretty high damage.
Yeah,
and
she's describing as it is.
We have the Navy Dreads from Uprising that we introduced last year, and they are the strongest of the Dreads, but they're also very expensive.
She says very expensive.
We also have the Pirate Dreads, and they have their own very specific utility. And then we
Not
have the
most
Lancers,
expensive.
and they really fit nicely into the big picture. So let me tell you
But
more
no, we have no
about
idea
the
how much they're
Disruptive
going to
Lance,
cost.
which is the Lancer Dreadnought's new weapon. The Lance Doomsday neutralizes the energy around it when it fires, and given that it requires...
One of the things I find the most weird about this demonstration, or the way that they've talked about this, is they've introduced this lance as if it was brand new. You know, like on the live stream, they compare it to current lance, like the Doomsday Lance on a Titan, just in like damage and stuff like that and range. But like the Titan Doomsday also has an AoE cap effect, and like doesn't have the applied whatevers. But it's like, why don't they don't even mention the fact that this weapon literally already exists on a different level. Also, isn't it kind of weird that now the Dreadnought Lance is going to be stronger than the Titan Lance? Very odd.
Doomsday neutralizes the energy around it when it fires. And given that it requires capacitor to fire, this makes firing them en masse from a single ball of ships difficult. Plus, you're more likely to hit your friends in such an arrangement.
Guys, bouncing your Titans, or bouncing your Dreads in, or sorry, jumping your Dreads in and bouncing them off is a feature, guys, not a bug. It's what you want. It's what you want.
This AoE energy newt effect will encourage more thoughtful placement of capital ships on a battlefield, rewarding the side which is best able to make use of them. So in addition to...
Correct. The Dreadlance does not newt the target. It's an AoE burst, but that's the same as the Titan one.
Damage applied. When a target is hit, it prevents warping, tethering, using its jump drive, and reduces remote repair received for 60 seconds.
So they expanded a bit on this during the video too. Now, one question that they did not directly answer is, would this prevent people from jumping through wormholes? However, CCP Aurora did say that basically the objective was that for the next 60 seconds, you can't leave the grid. So you can't dock, you can't warp, you can't jump through stargates, you can't use jump bridges. So I assume that you can't go through wormholes, just to be consistent. But at the same time, that would be very, like, it'd be consistent for the Lance, but it would be very inconsistent for wormholes. So, can you be booshed? That's another one that we haven't actually necessarily heard a definitive yes or no. I think it doesn't count as a scram because you can still micro warp drive. So I assume that you could still be booshed.
So how much damage does it do? Well, if you're in a small ship, not a lot, because the damage will depend on the signature radius.
In the example that they showed, the Doomsday did about half of the hit points of their Osprey Navy issue.
But if
none of the capitals can be booshed.
Look out. Now that we've talked about the Lance weapons,
as far as damage for the Lances, CCP Aurora suggested that 5 of these should be able to kill a Tech 1, a fully fit Dread, fully fit Tech 1 Dread, as well as 5 of them are what's required to keep somebody on grid indefinitely, because it has a 5-minute total time period. So you're firing you fire, you've got a 5-minute cooldown, fire, 5-minute cooldown, fire, 5-minute cooldown. By the time this one has fired and you're starting to gain back the ability to warp again, this one's ready to fire again. And these things fit Hoggun? I can't believe that they wouldn't be able to.
Let's meet the Lancers themselves. The Amarr Lancer is called the Bane and is a Tech 2 version of the Revelation. Its main offensive systems are an electromagnetic disruptive lance and missiles, a first for an Amarr capital ship.
Okay, so first of all, kind of bonkers, right? This is a missile dread. I think that part of the reason why they did this is because currently the fact that the Phoenix is the only missile dread comes into play so often. So often when dealing with the balance of dreads, the fact that there's only one missile dread like comes into play on both directions. And the fact that that missile dread is only shields, right? It makes it so that the Phoenix is basically different than every other dread. Now you have 2 missile dreads, which is, better. Also, this ship is just... Khanid ships just look so good. Also, this kind of makes sense that Khanid would go with Lidai. The one thing I think is really, really effing interesting, though, about this is that when they asked about it, CCP Aurora said something that may mean something that she didn't intend it to mean. Okay. And what was interesting about it was when asked, why did they do this way? Why did they choose missile dreads? She actually said that the reason why the Amarr was chosen to be a missile dread was because when they talked to the stories team, specifically Delegate Zero suggested that it should be made by Khanid and should be missiles. Now, we know that there's a lot of projects right now, or there's a lot of like secret things going on right now, and Lidai's cooperation with Khanid is one of those things. So I find it particularly interesting that we know for a fact that this particular change or this particular decision was made for in-universe story reasons first and foremost, and the rest of it followed suit. It's actually a 66% increase in the number of missile dreads available because the Phoenix Navy issue is a thing.
The Caldari Lancer is the Karura, a Tech 2 variation of the Phoenix Dreadnought. The Karura boasts hybrid turret capacity, uncommon for Caldari capital ships, and a kinetic disruptive lance.
Okay, so in classic CCP loves Caldari more than everyone fashion, they gave it this to Ishikone, which is one of the best skins you could possibly give. This black gold. Oh my god, Ishikone's skins are so good. The only thing that could have been better would be Suvi? No. What is it? Oh, dang it. Not Wiakone, whatever. One of the other ones. The one with like the red. No, Kalikiota's great. That would have definitely told me it was a Blops dread. No, the one with the red. Is it Suvi? I thought I said Suvi earlier and then had to correct myself. NOH! Thank you. NOH, that's it.
Uncommon for Caldari capital ships, and a kinetic disruptive lance. The Gallente Lancer is the Hubris, based on the...
So good. Although, like, can anybody complain that Rodin's getting all the contracts here?
Moros, and is armed with hybrid turret capability and a thermal disruptive lance. The Minmatar Lancer is the Valrap, a Tech 2 spin on the Nakfar, both still vertical. Its offensive systems consist of...
How do you spell that?
projectile turrets and an explosive
hold on, that's
lance.
actually no, there it is. VALRAVN. Let's hold on, I gotta hear that again.
Is the Valrap, a Tech 2 spin on the Nakfar, both still vertical. Its offensive
It's like the VN is totally skipped. The Valra? The Valra?
A Tech 2 spin on the Nakfar. The Minmatar Lancer is the Valrap, a Tech 2 spin on the Nakfar.
Yeah, it sounds like the V in the end is like
vertical. Its offensive
totally
systems
silent.
consist of projectile turrets and an explosive disruptive lance. These lancers will be in high demand, so it's the perfect opportunity for industrialists to take advantage and configure their supply lines accordingly.
Yeah,
We're
but
super
that's the
pumped
correct
to roll
spelling.
these ships out in the Viridian expansion and see what tactics emerge from their use. See you on the battlefield.
Here, here, Danny. Here, here. Also bring back the pleasure hubs. All right. Lancers represented the first foray into the advanced Tech 2 arena of capital ships. So they specifically said that, like, capital ships, so, like, they do want to go into the other things. That's one of the reasons why I was really, like, surprised that they went with an E-War focus for these dreads, because I would have figured that they would save that for the carriers, with the super carriers being, you know, AoE E-War. The other thing that's worth noting is that, like, for a lot of different reasons, I don't think these dreads are going to be popular for spamming in, like, nullsec or whatever. Not only does the AoE Doomsday kind of hurt things, but also, like, notoriously, the AoE Doomsday weapons are notoriously bad in tie-dye. to become a channel member for today and get your dumbest thoughts highlighted for free for just $1. Exactly. And you get all my videos like a day early. All right. This will be the first step in an ongoing evolution of the capital ecosystem where new roles, new tools, and new dimensions of combat will be introduced to keep capital warfare dynamic on all its fronts. Maybe the super carrier is going to be focused more on it's because it has the clone roles. Maybe they're going to finally do what I said to do and actually like link the shooter with the carriers, and therefore the new carrier role is being able to drop troops in the new shooter. Nope, that's definitely not going to happen. This will be the yeah. Before going any further, let's jump into it. Wait, what? Into the detail of what these ships can do with their properties, it's only right to that each Lancer is suitably introduced. Bane. The Amar Empire Lancer is a Tech 2 version of the Revelation class Dreadnought through Connet interventions. Blah, blah, blah. This is what they said. This is all repeating a lot of the same stuff. Yep. All the same stuff. Capital ships operate on a very different level than sub-capital ships in EVE, and certain dimensions of combat stop being major factors due to the immobility of these very large ships. So more out-of-the-box thinking is required when designing them regarding how tactical gameplay dimensions can be added to the capital ecosystem. It is also important to ensure that current dreadnoughts are able to maintain their respective niches in their ecosystem. I mean, the Phoenix Navy issue could be taken down a notch. Let's be honest. Subsequently, these new ships will have a unique role, offering more variety and tactical options. As mentioned above, these ships will be specialized as opposed to simply being improved dreadnoughts, and are designed to fill a new niche in the capital ecosystem by specializing in an area of effect weaponry that applies effects to ships it hits, which can drastically alter the flow of battle, opening up fresh tactical opportunities. I will say that broadly, I love this idea. Like, I love the idea of the Lancer. I love the idea that, like, because it's a specialized niche. This is one of the things that we were talking about. Like, what else could it be? I asked out loud when I was talking about Covert Ops Dreads. And this is a really interesting answer, right? Because I want one of these to have in my back pocket. I don't need a whole bunch of them. I just need one. So that way, if, you know, there's a fleet brawl, if I can hit a fleet with this, holy crap, that is strong. Like, it'd be hard, but like if I could hit a Macarial fleet, it is over. All right. With this new version of the Dreadnought ecosystem is to make Tech 1 Dreads more cost-efficient in dealing damage by making them have high damage with lowest possible IS cost. The Navy Dreads that were introduced back in Uprising have the highest damage output per unit, although they are more expensive, making them less cost-efficient while still carrying a very niche role. Pirate Dreads have very high damage while still affording them their unique pirate abilities and utility. Finally, Lancers will have specialized in area of effect damage and debuff specialization. With the demand for Lancers likely to be very high, there's opportunity for industrialists and Tech 2 builders to take advantage of the inevitable hunger and configure their supply lines to facilitate the construction of these new ships. Just like other Tech 2 ships, players will need to perform invention jobs on Tech 1 Dreadnought blueprints for a chance to obtain Tech 2 blueprint copies. That is the sound of 1 million copies beginning on Revelations. Constructing the ships will then require a Tech 1 Dreadnought hull. In addition to the Tech 2 materials to build, Tech 2 blueprint originals will not be made available. So it is basically a straight up Tech 2 job, right? It's no different than a normal Tech 2 ship, just more of it. Lance, the new weapon. EVE current capital ecosystem is largely defined by its simply cost-effective cost versus power analysis, where the amount of damage a ship does is measured against its build cost. The goal with Lancers is to not compete with existing dreadnoughts in the zero-sum game so directly. So there's a phrase for this, which is called an incomparable, right? Like DPS, tank, whatever, these things can be compared. But like booshing is a good example. How do you compare the ability to boosh with 4% additional resistance? or 20% additional resistance, right? Those are very difficult. Like, you can't really compare those things as far as like which ship is better just on the surface if I just took those two things. So in the same way, like, you can't really directly compare this versus a T1 Dread because you have to take into consideration its utility. And so designed to be a bit weaker in single target damage, but to make up for this in a new area of effect weapon, which can be open up key tactical opportunities by applying debuffs to an opponent and sometimes accidentally their friends too. The other thing to consider here is that if your opponent is Logi supported, then you can think of half of all of the incoming reps as being additional damage that you have dealt, because you're countering that incoming logistics. That's what this is what makes them so strong, right? 60 seconds with half logistics on a fleet will allow you to basically just butcher them. They can't warp away. It would become a bloodbath. Local reps would be fine, theoretically. This is also the only, as far as I know, this is the only way to reduce enemy reps in the game. Although the Bane, Karkura, Hubris, and Valoroth will be less efficient in single target damage than Tech 1 Dreadnought, they will instead get the ability to deal more damage and apply debuffs to multiple targets caught within the beam of their new disruptive lance weapon. So people have asked whether or not this could be used for ratting. I think that you could theoretically use these for PvE, because even if they apply less, like let's say it takes 3 dreads, right? All you do is have the 3 dreads come, like go to different planets and then warp to the same place at like 20. And now your 3 dreads spread out, pointing to one thing. Is docking on NPC stations still possible? They didn't. They only showed it on a player structure. Player structure. So I don't know for sure. But I keep going back to the fact that she said that you can't leave the grid. So, yeah. Energy neutralizes the area around it when it fires. So this is the thing. Like, Titan Dreads also do this area of effect neuting thing. A, why doesn't anybody ever talk about that? And B, how is this going to be more impactful than the current one? I guess because they're dealing with smaller capital ships. The Lance energy, blah, blah, blah. No, that's it. Disruptive Lance weapons also have a benefit of greatly extending design of their spool up time. Great existing design in their spool up time before firing. And the fact that damage they apply is based on signature radius of their target. This lets them be turned into a more interesting as anti-capital weapons, and sometimes that can be used in means of punching down on sub-capital fleets. Look, I'm telling you, I want one of these things if the Lance did 0 damage and only applied the debuff. Any damage it does is gravy, in my opinion. To use these ships and their abilities, players will have to train new skills for the Lancers themselves and for the new disruptive Lance weapon, for which there'll be 4 new associated Lance modules. Looking forward to you guys. Yeah. All right. So there you go. That's what we got about the Lance Dreads officially. So now we're gonna chat while I do the SOE Epic Arc. What do you guys think? Also, if you're not here live, make sure to tell what you think down below in the comments, both for engagement, but also to help inform me, so that way, because some people like to complain that I espouse my own opinion, but honestly, I try to form my opinion based on everything I've heard from people as well. Also, I'm going to hit an add button. Whoop. All right. Let's see. I want Valrav. Valra. Are they going to let them go to low? Yeah, they said Doomsday works in low. I don't think that this is going to be... I don't think this is going to be that big of a problem of like... people were talking about gate camping because like you could hit somebody with it as they're landing and then they can't jump the gate. While this is true, it's basically a fancy new way to bubble that can work in low sec. That's really hard to aim and is expensive to field. All right. So I have completed this SOE epic arc before. We can come here and see, like, look, I finished this part in 2018. I finished this part in 2013. So, but she says that I can restart it. You can restart it every, I think it's 4 months? Either 3 or 4 months. So anyone, whichever one I guess, it's always the other one. Oh, yep, that's true. Boom. Yeah. Got it. 3 months. Is it 3 months? I underestimated and overestimated the new dreads at the same time. I think that that's a good sign, though. All right, let's do this. Let's answer the question. First and foremost, let's answer the question. Ashtarothi, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You have 252 million skill points. Why are you doing the SOE Epic Arc? Isn't the SOE Epic Arc for noobs? Well, to you, Strawman, I say yes and no. The reason why you'd want to do the SOE Epic Arc every 3 months is because you get faction standings of your choice of any of the 4 empires when you complete it. And more importantly, this faction standings does not derive, which means you can gain standings with one empire without losing standings with the other empire. And as we can see here, under interactions, you can see that my relationship with the Caldari has just crossed a critical threshold where now I can't run anything besides level 1 missions. This is unacceptable. I'm going to fix that today. So that's why I'm here. That's what we're doing. You need a fast ship, not a strong ship, and you need to be able to do at least 125 damage. So my goal today is to use my normal exploration pacifier. I've made some changes. I fit 2 ballistic control systems and an extra missile launcher to give me almost 200 DPS. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. It even has the changes in my cargo hold. So let's see how it goes. It's also worth noting that they did say that they're going to jump further. Don't dreads jump as far as anything else? So these are going to be able to jump further than anything else. Is that correct? Did I understand that correctly? Because that seems strong. Oh, hold on. Let's switch over to this display. That's why it was still showing, because I had a whole different display ready for when it was time to do the flying. All right. So the thing about the SOE Epic Arc, for anybody who might be new, or looking to just do it, is that it really, really is not about how strong your ship is. But it is effectively like a grand tour of high sec, right? So, basically, get the fastest ship you can and run through most of it. They imply the T2 will not stop in Dreads. T2 Titan is less than 2 years, maybe. Yeah, I think that the carrier thing is probably definitely going first. I would hope. I would assume. I have even less idea what a T2 Titan could do. Have you read into the prophecy of Macapper? Yes. What was now becomes 1 when 1 becomes 4. I actually think that that's the formation of Edencom. I think that many now becomes 1 is the unification of the 4 empires into 1 force. When the 1 becomes 4, Svarog, Perun, Velez, and the convocation of Triglav outside of the struggle. Because now that they've come into place, they've split, the flow has cleaved. And I've always thought the dark light, the return of the dark light from the heart of the mother is, in my opinion, very much the Triglavians transmuting the star. Oh, Mimitar battleship wreck. Whatever. Complete. Request. Accept. But otherwise, so one of the problems with the prophecy of Macapper has always had is because it's one many become, wait, hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Well, as many now becomes 1 when 1 becomes 4. Who cares? Nobody flies these ships. How about updating high-sec missions and high-sec in general where most players play? They have spent a lot of time adding content to high-sec recently, guys. Also, I think that people are going to fly these things. Probably a lot of people. Show all brackets. There we go. I don't know why my show all brackets keeps turning off. Accept, complete mission. Can't complete mission. Let's go. Nullsec has been lacking in love. Ironically, well, I mean, these could be good in Nullsec. I think that Lowsec is going to be probably the biggest playground for them, honestly. I definitely see the Haw Dread that, like, drifts and then uses this thing to nude everybody out and then blat them. Does anyone research which ship is fastest to complete the SOE Epic Arc? I think this is probably going to be in contest for it, because this thing has a warp speed of 18.26 AU per second. So you'd be hard pressed to find something that's better at running this site than this guy. I will take my safety and put it to green, though. Hold control to lock all my, while clicking on everything to lock all my targets. Yeah, I don't have ascendancies. That's true. But as far as like a combat capable ship, this feels like it's probably one of the fastest warping in the game. Did I just get it in my... Yeah, okay. Mobility booster would shave off some time too? Oh, man. I don't have that. Do I have any of these? No. Not too far away. Ow! All right. Let us not worry about it right now. Oh, yeah, the SOCT agility. Hold on. Federal mobility booster. What does this do? Yep, that's it. So, Federal Mobility Booster 3. And let's see. Yellow? Ship agility. And, oh yeah, this expires in 19 hours, so good. And armor booster. Agility booster. Agility booster. That one. Redeem to home station. Boom. Drugs in. There they are. What's my warp speed now? 22.29 with a time to warp of just over 4 seconds. So that didn't help very much. But I also don't have my nanofibers or anything like that anymore. Anywho. Oh, I'm in tar. So, by the way, guys, real quick, I have a pro tip. That's not it. There we go. So over here, like the problem that I'm running into is that I had to lower this because the agent missions were being covered up because my Capsuleer Day stuff is showing. Now, I'm already done with the Capsuleer Day, so I don't need to show it. So a little pro tip that maybe you might not know. At the very top here, there's a bunch of little charms, right? If you drag and drop the charms, you can move them their order. So I'm going to move the agent missions to be just below my route. And look, it moved its position in the lineup. And then likewise, if I don't even want the campaign at all, I can just click on it and the wow, it's really hard to tell that it's actually hidden nowadays, but you can totally just hide things like that. So there's that. Oops, there we go. Why is this not working? Yeah, no, it is. I'm getting 0.3 DPS in, guys. Why isn't it working? Well, because they're not doing any damage and you're not shooting. That's the answer to the question. It is going well, Sam. That's right. Liking the stream is a good way to get me to keep doing stuff. You forgot that you could also search for EVE Online streams on YouTube? There aren't as many like live content creators on YouTube yet. But you know, at least for EVE Online. But I'm welcome to help people come over. I mean, I am very glad that I did make the switch. YouTube has been much better for me, and I've gotten so many comments from viewers thanking me for switching over. Well, we're probably going to test that by the end of the day, Marcus. If you notice, I just radial menued up because radial menu up is interact. So in this case, it let me just talk to him. There you go, Setonia. Voice from God says they do. Setonia, any comment on the ability to dock while in dreads or the ability to jump through wormholes? Are you purposefully not chiming in at those times? I can understand either way. It's just I don't know how broadly they want that information. Like they could have just intentionally left that detail out so far. You can jump through wormholes. You cannot dock even in NPC stations. There you go. So the only way to leave a grid when being affected by this doomsday is by jumping through a wormhole. So basically, would it be safe to say that it gives you a warp disruption and a combat timer? Is that basically a good rough and tumble way of thinking about it? That seems to be the closest thing I can think of. You're using a pacifier as well for this? I mean, just glancing at it, I just happened to already have a pacifier and be in a pacifier for other reasons. But I was like, actually, this is probably great. It doesn't stop you from refitting. There you go. See? Although the idea of being hit by this thing and not also getting or not having a combat timer. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's fair. Also, don't need that up. Let's see. Was there anything else that we were wanting to know about? I think that we actually got a pretty good understanding of how the Lancers are at least going to work. I do love the hull resistance or the hull resistance bonus on the Hubris. I am 1,000% wanting a hull tanked Hubris now. How come no missiles for Mimitar? That's legitimately a good question. That's legitimately a good question. Especially since like the Caldari and the Mimitar are now doing like a whole alliance thing with each other. It's actually legitimately kind of odd that the Mimitar Dread is not missiles. Oh, you're doing the arc and the event at the same time? Clever. I wish I was that clever. No. I'm just doing the event right now. I mean, I'm just doing the missions right now. Because the T2 Mimitar Dread is the Thucker mix? I mean, but counterpoint, it doesn't have to have been. It didn't have to be the Thucker, that Thucker made it. Could have been that somebody else made it. I don't know, man. Don't make me bring up the Thucker living, or the city ships. Yeah, the missile Jaguar. Yeah, yeah. So the video I want to do next, the training guide I'm going to do is nomenclature. This is one of those things that like was covered in my big fitting guide, but like I've always wanted to. Somebody was even saying that I should redo the fitting guide, and phew, that sounds like terrible. But I do want to like make smaller, tighter versions. So I want to do one on nomenclature, which would be all of the meta modules and all of the ship types. Mimitar already have the best Navy Dread? Do they, though? I have heard very few people say that the Naglfar fleet issue is the best Dread. And a lot of people saying that the Caldari are the Phoenix Navy issue is the best Navy Dread. There should be a storyline event based on the Thucker colony ships. I mean, I think that it's one of those seeds that they're ready to play on when they're ready for the next step. The Rev Navy is popular. I personally like it. But there's popular and then there's Phoenix Navy issue. Okay? The Goon Swarm didn't join the Amar militia or the Mimitar militia. I think that's my exhibit A. For solo and C6 farming, Navy Nag is probably the best. Grappler range helps kill those drifters. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the Nag is great. Don't get me wrong. They're very strong in their own ways. I love the Rev Navy. But if we can pretend like anything is more popular than the Phoenix Navy, I think we're crazy. It's kind of funny to see these environments after seeing all of the new environments. Like, oh yeah, remember when there was just dust clouds and tiny rocks around? Pepper Charm remembers. Can I just leave? Yeah, I can just leave. Screw these rats. Rogue drone dummies. Phoenix actually looks like a spaceship. They all look like spaceships. What are you talking about? Spaceships don't have a required design. Remember when the Dami was a potato? I mean, I like how the Dami looks now. It looks beefy. Looks like a monster. Same with the Brutix Navy issue. I like to say, like, if there was a roided up, like, muscle dude, like Ugg Smash in this game, it would be a Dominic's Navy issue. all of so the 4 secondary destroyers, the Korax, the Talwar, the Dragoon, and the Algos, all are based on like ships and other naval things. I personally believe that the Algos, like the Algos, is definitely the most like carrier. Read Battlestar Galactica, similar. Whereas the Caldari one is very U-boatish. Arguably, the best spaceship shape would be a sphere. Arguably, that's all we are. All we are is a sphere and a vector. I need to go get a lot of money. Oh no, I need to take a lot of money. I remember that some time ago there was a brief news tag on Thucker doing stuff involving capital components or something like that. So I guess the Val, yeah. Well, I mean, arguably, you could say that like all of this goes back to Esri and the Project Phoenix and her espionage, or Firebird. Sorry, not Phoenix. It wasn't that on the nose. It's Project Firebird. Isn't that what Capsuleers really are, anyways? The crew have the misfortune of being not the best shape for space. The crew have a lot of misfortunes. We'll just say that.
To Stargate.
Hey, PW, thank you for that. I need the doctor. Okay. I guess I kill these things then, right? What's my rocket range? Not that. Yes, ships above frigate have crew. Why, as an Eve vegan, I fly only frigates? That's funny. You know, one of my characters actually is effectively a pacifist. She does nothing, no combat. It's beneath her. She's a businesswoman. I had to think, like, she won't even go fix her standings yet. Tried to convince her. She's not buying it. She did light a Sino the other day. But she did so by paying extra to be able to throw up a Sino tower instead of lighting the Sino with her own ship, because that would risk getting it blapped. Not saying she doesn't exist on the kill board. She's definitely died, just mostly in haulers. How many are in Tengus? Hey. I don't think. I can't remember if Tech 3 have crews. I assume that they have some. I do know that, like, the Sisters of Eve got mad at us because too many crew was being lost in wormholes and in Abyss. Are red pirates frigate ships flown by pirate capsuleers, or are they crewed by the storyline? Crewed in the storyline. Most pirate frigates are baseliners. Capsuleers are the rarity. There are, like, officers are probably capsuleers, but, like, just the Corelli fighter that you shot and killed is a real person. They had a family. You monster. Oh, but spoiler alert, we are the monsters of this game. I hope that you understand that. Like, we are the thing that goes bump in the night. Concord is there to protect the world against us. We are the Cylons. Oh, wow, I didn't kill him. Fair enough. Can you share the Epic Arc standings with a fleet? No. In fact, I don't think you can share any faction standings with a fleet. We genociding now? Dude, I'm not going to read Xenocracy again. Maybe I should do a reading of the Xenocracy. But Eve Reader Podcast already did such a great version of it. The only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart. God, that's such a good song. The device has been modified. I wonder if I played that, if people would get upset at me. I don't think that song itself is, like, affected too much. I don't know. Those low-sec 1 billion escalations are not going to complete alone. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, we are kind of like monsters. I mean, Ash is, like, RP-wise, Ash leans into it. She looks at the human race closer to cattle than anything. Okay, so now I'm being sent to here. Let's, as I'm traveling, keep an eye out for Glamorix boosters on the market. Oh. Do I want to pay 30 million for one? You know what, buddy? It is your lucky day, dude. Well done. Who just got that? Trader Sing L. Whatever. Whoever you are, congratulations. Victory is yours. I'm consuming it now because it lasts for 2 days. So this stream is going to be over within 2 days. If you completed the season reward track, you may have had one crate in your redeem queue. Now that you said that, I definitely do. Thanks. That's all right. That person got my money. It's fine. It's fine. I don't care. It's clever. It is clever to keep them on sale in Arnon. That's a good idea. 40-hour stream confirmed. I'd have to have somebody to take care of my son, probably. So the Glamorix boosters help with Trig and Edencom standings? Yes. Yeah, that's why I'm not taking it now, is because I'm keeping that reward for when I do the Trig standings. That's it. That's definitely how this went. I'm going to hit ads again because I'm just traveling. Haha, ad. So my biggest question goes back to that original thing, which is like, why is the Newt effect on Titans so marginal and to the point that nobody talks about it? And how will the Newt effect of the Titan attacks, like, how much will the Dreadnoughts Newt, you know? And what's their range? There's a lot of questions about the AoE Newt I have. Play it in Discord? I'll do that after, if somebody reminds me. It's called The Device Has Been Modified. I just hope it caps out everything in that range. I don't know. 1.21 gigawatts! I also hope the MR one newts more than the rest of them. How to build them? I want BPC stats. I imagine just go look at the Marauder and then make it more. That's my guess. Yeah, that races Marauder, all the T2 that it takes, more like a Jump Raider. Yeah, that might be a good measure. Wait a minute. You just brought up an interesting point. Hold on a sec. Wait a minute. Oh, some Sense Jump Freighters were introduced. Okay, I thought because it said like this was their first foray into Tech 2 capitals, and I just remembered because you were talking about the Jump Freighter. I was like, oh wait, hold on. No, Heretical Coffee, you've got it all wrong. It takes 5 CCP bucks, which you can buy with Ethereum for the price of 0.1 Ethereum each. That's how that works, right? I actually know very little about the actual like cryptocurrencies that exist. I only know about the tech. That's the next update. Yeah, well. It actually takes Evermarks. No, I sincerely believe that there should be no way to cash out your Evermarks. I like that idea. I've always liked that idea. 3 Bitcoin per module for the ship. I was just assuming that they would go with Ethereum. That way they can make their own coin. Right? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to make your own coin on the Ethereum blockchain. Isn't that what all the hip kids are doing? I made a crypto at one point. It was the 2LP coin. The very first both ephemeral and non-fungible token. After 2 weeks, a 2LP coin will destroy itself. So that way you only get it for 2 weeks. It only exists for 2 weeks and then it's destroyed. That makes it even rarer, which makes it more valuable. You better get one now. For those of you who don't know what I'm referencing, you should probably look up the Dutch tulip crisis or craze. Madness? Dutch tulip madness? Whatever. You have to load crypto for the new ancillary. Good old tulip joke. Yeah, exactly. I made, actually, hold on. Okay. I did do this a while back. I never made the crypto. But I did make a thing. There you go. For those of you who can't tell, it's got a picture of a tulip on one side. I just made this one night when I was bored. There you go. All right. Let's see. Whoop. Nope. Hold on. All right. Time to go kill something. You already have 2 pink dreads? If you get 150 friends to sign up for Lancer Coin, you get a percentage of their Lancer Coin. Given enough hard work, you too can earn a pink 2/2 dread. Ooh. Look, let's ask the real question. Where's the cat ears? Where's my snake hat? Man, given how many people have used my referral code or the referral code that we put nowadays, I don't post my full or just my referral code. Ash is on the list, but like all my staff are able to be on there, so that way it kind of distributes it evenly because I have definitely gotten both my marshals on my 2 accounts, but like the number of people that have used and activated my code is, or through using my links, is absolutely absurd. Cat ears. Oh man, heretical. Now it's an MLM. You have to have each of your friends have to have 50 friends, so that way you have 50 friends in your downline. Oh, that's awful. Oh, the next one's going to be Upwell Structures, Customization, and Corporations. Excellent. That makes sense. Well, you're going to need a whole corporation management overhaul because that was the whole problem, is the question of who has permission to change a structure. Will Lancers be able to kill a Marauder? Any Lancers can kill anything if you have enough of them. Wait. I'm really interested to see what that's going to be, because that's the thing that can really make my brain go like wild, right? Like how extensive it is. So I'm trying to keep my I'm trying to keep reined in a little bit on my expectations about this corp and industry like job overhaul thing, but I am pretty excited about it. Can one Lancer kill a Marauder? I doubt it. I doubt it. In fact, I think a T1 Dread would probably be better for it, right? Because like a Marauder isn't receiving remote assistance. So it's just raw damage and application. So yeah. I would think yeah, I think that a normal dread would be better at killing a marauder than one of these dreads. The Lancer barely tickled the Balgorn? I didn't see that. Oh, I didn't see the Balgorn one. I saw that it did like half of the shields of the cruiser though. Or am I wrong? Did I see that wrong? New mission, accept remotely. Warp to location. Complete remotely? No. When the Marauder is in Bastion, just shoot it with anti-cap guns, not missiles? Yeah. Yes, Lancers have to be in Siege to fire. And they have a 5-minute cooldown. Since the Lance can miss, would that count as a skill shot? If proving skills required. No scope, 360 headshot. It would be like the ultimate trick shot is to get like multiple lances pointed at a certain direction and then boosh the targets into that position. That is the ultimate 360 no scope, right? Well, they said that the lance is doing a little under half of the damage of the Titan lance. Is the DPS in out graph? You have a yes. What I'm using is Peld, Haifa live damage meters, or Python rather. If Galmill lands a perfect lance, it's skill. If Galmill lands a perfect lance, it's luck. Yeah, I mean, you know, that pretty much reflects the double standard that we live by. Oh, I'm supposed to destroy the research laboratory, huh? Well, I'm going to kill this spy first. I don't feel like I'm in any particular amount of danger. Hey, the tech crisis. Can't stay. Can't stay, but given the rare chance to catch you live, here is some cash. 07 to you, tech crisis. Thank you for that. T2 dreads are going to one-shot station timers? No, I don't think so. Again, these are not about their damage. It's more about the effects that it applies when it damages. Oh, I guess I'm done? Even though I didn't kill any of the laboratories, which is what they said to do? Whatever. Squishy already making them spicy memes. Yeah. I do think it's really funny that CCP did not give us any information about the build cost of these things. So that way we can, for the next week, ask, but what is the price of hubris?
Can stay, but given it's rare to catch you live, here is some cash.
There you go. What is the price of hubris? Super chat's rock. And well done using the super chat to actually put a message in. Price is 150 friendships. We had people in our Discord today because, you know, especially right now, there's a lot of people that don't live in America that are hanging out in our Discord. So I actually had to explain like what hubris was, because that's one of those things that, like, if you learn English as a second language, you probably don't actually know, because it's a little bit on the fringe. Am I really going to have to start repping? I don't want to rep. Oh, I can leave. It's a weird word. No, the other two are weird words. Hubris is a Greek word. But that matches Gallente. Yeah. But I made the joke, and some people didn't get it, because you have to know what hubris is, and you have to know the expression, the price of hubris, to get the joke. That's all I'm saying. That it matches? Oh. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't suggesting that you were wrong or something like that. I was... Ah, God damn it. Galente's kind of all over the place sometimes. Yes, the new dread is called Hubris, or at least the Gallente one. The Amar one is Bane, and the other two are unpronounceable. Uh, 07 Supplandro? Okay. I think that's right. Probably wrong. Thank you for the like. It does such a... I'm actually really surprised that my live streams have started to be picked up more and more, watched in the past. Like, or rather, people watching it after it was streamed. So if you're one of those, let me know in the comments who you are, because I think that's really cool. Behold my massive hubris. Yeah, flying the hubris might be worth it just to make the joke. It's true. Also, if you fly the Bane, you must use a voice muffler / changer. It's actually the law. Anything new going on in the universe? Yeah, we got new dreads to talk about, and I'm doing the SOE Epic arc. I legitimately don't even know how far into it I am. I'm about to enter into chapter 3. You merely adopted the dreadnought. I was born into it, raised by it, molded by it. I didn't see a subtype until I was a grown man. Now I'm sounding like an old man. That's not it. Definitely not it. Well, Gallente Sin is next. Gallente Sin. Here's our new we've introduced a new ship type that pulls everyone towards it when it activates, forcibly pulling everybody 10 kilometers towards it within 100 kilometers. It's the new like gravity well, and the Gallente's one is named Lust. First time I watch your past live streams and getting back into Eve. First time catching you live. Well, I'm glad that you're able to catch me live. And I really appreciate you watching the old streams. I know that there's always some people sometimes talk about how like I should cut out the beginning. I'll give you a hint. The YouTube tools for cutting things like that is we're going to go touch and go. But also like once I do that, it now becomes kind of unavailable for the next until it renders, and these videos are 2 hours long. So what seems like a small change to everybody else requires a full re-render of the video. I tend not to do it. But the hint is that I think it's like 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Like my intro, if you put those two songs together, is about 6 minutes and 40 seconds. So there's your pro tip. We need data and relic expeditions and escalations. I do like the idea of like a data site containing a clue for a thing. So there's these really interesting things in Echoes where you can get a set of items, and when you use them, it allows a new mission to be unlocked. But rather than doing it right away, it just adds that mission into the pool of missions that you can get. And I really like that idea of like almost like a deck builder. Like over time, you can collect different things to show up in your mission pool. I also like the idea of finding things in exploration sites. I've also suggested that they should remove all security missions from Sisters of Eve and make it so that there's new doodads that you can find in the various areas of space that gets turned into the Sisters of Eve for as if it was a mission. So you get ISK and LP for it. When you summon the 5 Gallente sins? Hey!
If the human crew dies when a ship explodes, then Alliance Tournament is ritual sacrifice. Like and subscribe.
That is dark! That is dark. There are life pods that they can get out of. It's like, it's not 100%, it's like 50-50, as far as I know. But it kills less people isn't really the best answer in the world. Yeah, crew members can have backup clones, but the problem is that backup clones are very expensive, and you don't join a ship's crew because you've got a lot of money. So there is some insurance and stuff like that, but like, you think the Amar backup clone their crew? What? No. Fits the Capsuleer mindset. It does. Humans, baseliners are cattle. Little more. So Ashtarothi is true Amar, but in my headcanon or whatever, like she's actually against the Amar right now, because obviously in Galmil or whatever, but she's against Amar slavery, but not because she thinks that slavery upright is wrong, altogether is wrong. She thinks that cattle shouldn't belong to cattle. She sees them all baseliners as being something that should be subservient rather than, you know, in a hierarchy. I need to approach the hollow asteroid. That's Captain's choice. I'd back up the crew to avoid retraining. Capsuleers must make Blood Raiders look tame in death count. Well, the thing is that, like, space is just dangerous, man. Like, being in a Capsuleer ship is more dangerous than most. You know, I'll put it this way. Life insurance policies are cheaper than backup clones. Caldari shoots man-piloted missiles. That is some... You know, we say that the Caldari are like the Japanese a lot, but that's a little on the nose. See, Ash has a whole colony where she raises people from birth in a religion that teaches that she's, like, there's no greater calling than to be her crewmate, and that, you know, so, like, studying how to be a crewmate is, like, their big thing. She's got all these devices to control their minds and all that stuff. And then she still uses modified sensory implants on her crew. Oh, my capsular started a colony simply to produce crew. So I stole it from Sarlona, from Eberron. The Sarlonians have these big devices that effectively control people's dreams and project thoughts into their heads to make it so that, like, their society is totally, like, regimented. So I stole your idea a while ago, I guess. Well, so there's this, hold on. There's this one particular image that it was designed for. Hold on. How quickly can I find it? Not quickly enough. Yeah, they have this whole thing where, like, they've constructed these giant things to control their dreams and to, like, it basically is like, it announces what time it is and what like, it's lunchtime, gets broadcasted in everybody's head at, like, noon. My City Skylines playthroughs are just RP colonies. Oh man, I definitely lost some time to City Skylines the other day. Did I? Okay, we're good. I'm in a pacifier. Yeah, there's a big DLC. Well, they just came out with a new DLC. Speaking of which, isn't there a really good Humble Bundle right now? Hold on. Guess not. Just game development asset one. All right. Time for another ad. I think. Well, yeah, we're almost an hour and 40 minutes into it. That seems about right. I treat Oxygen Not Included as my PI. Yeah, City Skylines is way too kind to the people. You really should read Xenocracy to understand what it's like to actually be in a PI colony. Man, I really like the fact that you get the next step in the missions on the left-hand side. Like, when I first started playing, those didn't exist. So just being able to see what the next thing you're supposed to do always is really handy. I treat this war of mine as my PI colony. No. I have thought about, like I've long thought that, like, CCP should redo PI to be closer to something like Farmville. And that reference should probably help you understand how long I've been suggesting that. City Skylines PI? Well, so part of the whole point here is that I didn't want to make something that was too complex. It's just designed to kind of be something that you dink around with and have an output. But if you can make it mobile friendly, then you've won, right? If you make a fun little mobile app, like I've played them. I've played plenty of little city mobile apps that have like outputs. You could theoretically make it happen. No. More complex the better. I don't know, man. It depends. If you can make it really fun and a reason to do, then sure. But it really depends on what you're doing what you want the PI for in your game, right? Like in Echoes, PI is basically just your daily login reward because you hit it every day to reset its timer. More complex means less people doing it, meaning better payout. It could be more complex but have higher payout or threshold, like higher amounts. I've been surprised at how much the game has changed since I came back, seeing as I had to stop playing in 2007 due to IRL crap. Oh man, it's light years of difference. I do have a video I hope you've seen that covers a lot of it, but not all of it. I would like PI to be an idle tycoon mobile platform. Yeah. Tycoon, a tycoon-based game. Yeah. If I'm there touching the screen, I get a little more. If it's passive, that's fine. Yeah, like you need to unload things, right? You need to unload your containers, just like in the kind of in the game or whatever. But like, make it so that I can, rather than having the cycle time be less and get more, you could just make it so that like more active activity, thinking around with it more, allows you to control it. But I also think that there should be like a thing where like your colony just gets orders for things, and if you build them, like you could have things that players need, but you could actually build commodities that's just straight up for consumers. And so, somebody can, like, every day there's different things that need to be turned in, and if you can turn them in, then you make extra money or something like that. Just ISK or LP or whatever. Everbucks. I don't care. I did see your vid put out the reason I decided to dive back in. Welcome back. Rimworld PI. I have not played Rimworld yet. I did play Surviving Mars yesterday, or the other day. Not too long, though. Rimworld is? Yeah. I don't think I've come across owning it. Speaking of games that are good, look, I know that some people feel the way that they do about the Epic Game Store. I've told the whole story about why Epic Game Store is the way it is. I think it has its own video. But the short of it is, or the point that I'm trying to get to is, right now on the Epic Game Store, you can get Fallout New Vegas, which is considered by many people to basically be the best of the Fallout series, right now for free. Uh-oh. unfortunate. So you need 150 cargo space. I have 150 cargo space if I offline the overdrive injector. Well, let's try it. We'll have to try to remember to grab the stuff before we leave. Fallout New Vegas was good. I just wish they remastered it. You must not know Bethesda very well, do you? Somebody, like I was telling somebody that I got Skyrim VR, and they're like, oh, they made a new version? I was like, actually, they made an old version. I was watching a video that was talking about remasters and stuff. I actually think that remasters are a pretty good idea in gaming because, like, with a movie, you can watch an old movie and still appreciate it for what it is. Be like, oh yeah, it's got some crappy, you know, graphics or whatever, but you know, oh look, these special effects, they're so dated, ha 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 ha. But a video game, like, there are video games that you basically just can't play anymore, or you would require you to go jump through a lot of hoops to be able to play. All right, let's. Oh boy, here I go killing again. Depends on the game, like 8-bit holds up. No, what I'm saying is that what Nintendo Entertainment System are you playing it on? You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't play. There are games that you can't play because your computer won't play it. So it's not just bringing up the graphics, but it's literally making it run on modern machines. That's my point. Now, you got emulators and stuff, but like those are super janky. So, and I don't think should be the official solution. So I think that remasters are perfectly fine. Like the example is the Zelda remaster, right? Like, was there a Zelda? Am I talking? What am I saying correctly? Right? There's remastered Zeldas. God, now I can't remember what I'm talking about. The thing I don't like, though, is when the remaster... Like, here's the thing. Make it easy. Just copy all the same stuff over. Just update the shaders or whatever, right? But these people, like, legitimately make the game worse in a lot of ways, often. Now, I'm not talking about Final Fantasy VII, because that's not the same beast by any means. Oh, I wasn't even supposed to kill the ones here. I'm supposed to kill the ones somewhere else? Well, good thing I'm low on missiles now. Yeah, but it wasn't a remake. It was a reimagining, right? It wasn't a remastering. That's what it is. Remastering is when you basically take the exact same thing and you redo it. You remaster it, right? You use the same basic backing data, but you use it in a new format. You remaster it. But Final Fantasy 14 or Final Fantasy 7 wasn't trying to remake Final Fantasy 14 or Final Fantasy 7 like beat for beat. It was more like trying to make Final Fantasy 7 for the modern day, right? Like as if Final Fantasy 7 didn't already exist. They just had the design document. Yeah, I have no DirectX for the old games and you can't get it. Yeah, exactly. Now, they also do other things where, like, you can, like, like they do the thing where, you know, like, what is it? On the Switch, if you get the thing, like the subscription, it allows you to play old Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. And, like, even with the PlayStation 3, I bought Castlevania Symphony of the Night because I wanted to play it again. But my point is that making sure that games are available to the modern people is more complicated than movies, and I think it's important, personally. Stop trying to hurt yourself. It's not that bad. Look, it's not that bad. I actually might need to, like, turn my thing. It's just, in order to have the camera in the right place and everything like that, I have to have my, like, leaning on my desk a little bit, which means if I shift around every once in a while, I bump my arm lightly against the desk. And for some reason, I feel like saying ow out loud, so that way everybody knows when you hear the thump what actually happened. Not that bad, guys. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Nintendo Plus is pretty good. For sure. Was it? He was talking about the Metal Gear Solid franchise. But that wasn't the one. I don't know. I'm sad that I can't play Neverwinter Nights 2 and have to wait for a remaster. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, yeah, I only have Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition appears. What do I have 2 of? Baldur's Gate 2. Okay. Oh, I apparently own Age of Wonders 3. Today I learned. I was actually thinking earlier today about... Oh, wait, whoa, hold on. Where's all my stuff? I need my stuff back. Where's my stuff? Right here. Good. I got Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition, and I kind of want to play it with you guys really badly, or at least do a review of it or something, because, like, everybody should play Planescape Torment, but it's also kind of complicated, so maybe we could all wrestle through it together. Planescape Torment. It's a D&D game. Really? Oh man. So Planescape is as a campaign setting is, like, takes place in the outer and inner planes, like the various heavens and hells and elemental planes and stuff. That's, like, where you live. And in the center of it is this city called Sigil, which is the city of doors. It links to everywhere in the multiverse. There's a whole thing. But Planescape Torment takes place in the Planescape universe, and so it's much more philosophical than a lot of other games, because Planescape very much is about philosophers with clubs. Planescape is a really cool setting. It's one of my favorites. My favorite part about Planescape Torment, though, is that, like, I have the old Mappa Sigil, like, from my 2nd edition box set. And one time I got lost in Planescape Torment, and I pulled out my map, and it helped me navigate in the game. It's crazy. I was like, oh, there should be a road there. And I went, and it followed the map. I was both impressed and pleased. Wouldn't want to run into the Lady of Pain. Yes. I hear that D&D is coming out with the Planescape Sigil book for 5th edition this fall, winter, which I'm kind of excited for. But I've also heard that the what's it called? Spelljammer release was very unpopular, it seems like. So I've been planning on starting up an Eberron campaign. Oh no, yeah, exactly. Their record hasn't been super hot lately. Yeah, but like, Sigil's so straightforward. It's so straightforward. They have another book already. Just follow it. It's fine. In fact, to bring this all home, just remaster the old Sigil book. That's all I want. That's all I need. Make sure to throw in Barrier, Tiefling. Well, we already have Tiefling. Barrier. Aasimar. Do Aasimars exist in 5th edition already? I think they already exist. Yeah, they released Spelljammer, but handwave the actual Spelljammer ships. Yeah, I've heard. Well, no, I've heard that, like, people who like Spelljammer did not like this Spelljammer. For whatever reason. But my solution is simple. I'm the DM. I decide what things are. So I'll use the rules of 5th edition, but I'm going to use 2nd and 3rd edition stuff as my reference. 2nd edition for Planescape, 3rd edition for Eberron. Because I don't care what you say. That's the world to me. I made this decision in 4th edition because 4th edition screwed over so much stuff. But they've undone a lot of the screwing over stuff. But I feel pretty justified in using the universe as I knew it in 2nd and 3rd edition. It's Eberron, Eberron. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to stream it. I probably would like to do my first online DMing. Not first online DMing, but like, I'm probably not going to stream it at first. Most of the people that stream D&D games, there's like a lot of setup to all that. I really like Spelljammer, though. One of the things I don't like is the fact that my 2 favorite campaign settings are basically incompatible. Eberron and Planescape. But at the same time, you know what I've never tried to do? Synthesize the two. I've never tried to make Planescape work as an Eberron thing. That's just not a good idea. Don't do it. Oh, wait. Was I supposed to bring the cargo? Guess not. Maybe. 2nd batch in 2 days. So 2,000 cores because of your channel and site that helped me start the Shadow Wars. Yes! 07 to you. Thank you for that. We got to get them Gallente Up there. The Amar had a big boost. Oh. I missed the giant building to my right.
To Stargate.
Hey, Bloody Neo. Welcome, welcome. Come on. Do I just leave now? I do leave now. Bye. You've almost caught up to me? What, in the SOE Epic arc? I mean, I'm kind of dawdling. I jump at D&D, but my online game is still carrying on, and real life game might start back up. Hey, man, that's good. Show off the power of ascendancies. Which is an SOE implant, so I suppose it's fitting. I think it's an SOE implant. Either way, it's a experimental tech. Now I gotta look. Ah, yep, modified by Sisters of Eve scientists. Boom. I'm done with all 4 campaigns. Wait. All 4 of what campaigns? I'm confused. Oh, right, of course. The Shadow War. It's hard to buy cores in Jita. That's why Amar probably had 4% jump in a day. Possibly. I know that, like, progress is picking up again as more and more places are able to do transport. Now the Gallente can do transport. We can do it in our own backyard. All Shadow War campaigns made a new character and transferred the skins to my main. That's how to do it, baby. It's actually not that hard either, because you can do it through manufacturing or turn-in. I did hear that somebody was getting Caldari progress by doing stellar transmuter stuff. Still. Probably a bug, but might still be a thing. You can't actually join the Caldari anymore, but we have somebody who definitely made progress. Do you think with the empires becoming more hostile, local trade will increase? I really like the idea of non-Jita-centric economy. Maybe. I mean, like, player economy and, like, empire economy are different. You might see, like, a rebalance to, like, commodity trading, which is actually a thing in the game, but nobody ever pays attention to. And the idea of, like, smuggling is part of that. Those are both features that could stand for a pretty big overhaul, and they've kind of tiptoed around the idea that they are doing that. But, like, beyond something like taking away you know, the system we took. Niarja. Yeah, Niarja was a pretty big disruption to some of the trade routes. But again, CCP didn't do that. We did it. Buy and sell in Dodixie. That's right. If something isn't in Dodixie, let me know right away. Hey, Torio. 07. Is there a Galmill channel in Eve for people not currently in Galmill but supporting Gallente? I do not believe so, but I think that you could probably be on. You go to galmill.fun. That's the Galmill like website, and you should be able to get on the Galmill Discord. Did I mess something up? No, I'm picking this up. That's what I'm here for. Got it. Nope, have to take it back to Aron. Can you still join the NPC Faction Warfare Corp or only directly enlist? You can join Faction Warfare Corps, the Faction Warfare Militia Corp, or directly enlist. So, here's a trivia question for you guys. I might even give a reward to whoever gets it, depending on who gets it. No, just kidding. But what is the meta module type that is on the most kinds of modules, and which one is on the least kind of modules? You were in Discord with me yesterday. Don't answer. Do you know that you can join a Faction Warfare Corp? I want to leave my Corp and join Faction Warfare NPC Corp. Yeah, you should be able to join the NPC Corp. But it'll have the same requirements as direct enlistment. You still have to have the standings. Marcus, you're close. The correct one, the most is compact. The least is not restrained. I'm going to run some ads. Whenever somebody comes back from the ads, just let me know, and then we'll answer the question. Sorry, it just told me that I needed to, or that the ads were going to run soon, so I figured might as well. It is not enduring. It's not scoped. It's probably one that you don't even think of as being one of them. It's because I use Jita to buy cores, so I can't buy 1,000 cores a day in Dodixie. That's why I haven't joined yet. But I don't want to be ganked by Gal supporters around Intaki. You should not be ganked by Gal supporters around Intaki. First of all, there's a high sec path to Intaki. Second of all, if somebody ganks you while you're turning in things in Intaki, it's not because they're pro Gallente. Is everybody back yet? Let me pull up my thing.
Docking permission requested.
Nope, not limited. Let's see. Here are my notes for the video I'm going to be making. I got to at least prove to you I've done something. Oops. So let's see. Compact has plates, bulkheads, extenders, all hardeners, shield resistance amplifiers, and energized membranes, damage control and assault, but not resistance coatings or reactive hardeners, as well as all E-War and entropic disintegrators, Vorton projectors, and capital weapons, and literally everything under engineering equipment. And more. So Compact is by and far the most. Enduring has quite a few. Ample actually might. Ample is in the running for it. No, because it's both kinds of missile launchers. So it's rockets and light missile. But if we go up here, we can see that the term upgraded is literally used only on coprocessors and resistance coatings. Upgraded is only used on coprocessors and resistance coatings. Doing besiege sites in gal space. Again, being in the militia isn't going to help that. And missiles, rocket torps? Hold on. Did I get that wrong? No. Because those aren't done. Wait, hold on. I'm dumb. That one's dumb. No? Hold on, I'm so confused. I thought frigate-sized launchers were done. I'm glad I showed this off. Hold on. Is it literally just light missiles? Yeah. They only did light missiles. So it has ample and compact. I thought they did rockets too. Oh, ample is only on LMLs and capital launchers. Yeah. Well, hold on. What? Why is this taking forever? Good. All right. Hybrid, extra large. You're right. There is no what the heck is precise? Is precise a keyword that we don't see anywhere else? God damn it. I'm going to have to go back and do this. This is what I mean by, like, I thought I could knock out this video in like a day. No, it's never that simple. It's never that simple. Oh, no, I actually have this. Sorry, I even point this out in my, I have it listed. So these upgraded ones, it has the word upgrade, but you can see it's not actually shit. Hold on. No, yeah. This isn't done, right? And you can tell this because if I go to compare tool and go to meta levels, you see meta level 1, 2, 3, 4. So when it gets tier cited, they all become meta level 1, which means this upgraded name is actually just a coincidence. This doesn't mean upgrade as in tier side upgrade. So, yeah, I said resistance coatings. Resistance coatings and coprocessors. That's the two things. Oh, okay, hold on. Which one do I have to do? Does it make a difference? Does it matter which one I pick? I haven't done this in so long. Hold on. Blood stained stars. Eve University, help! Access denied. Excellent. Toddy mentioned that they wanted to revamp the weapon modules, but haven't had the capabilities to do so at the moment. So, and it's so much work. Well, come on, man. What is this? Which one is this? This is... Oh, is this... Wait, tracking or scanning? Okay, let's just read. A scope reporter named Corin Rissa managed to get some tracking data off the drones 2 days ago. The holos you got allowed him to confirm that it's the same drone. He's willing to sell us the data in exchange for extracting him from a Mortis Legion outpost. Mortis Legion are generally an honest group, but for some reason, Rissa needs to get out of there quickly. He thinks the Legion wants to kill him. Go to Mortis outpost and extract Corin. He's afraid for his life, so expect anything. Or, before we get the mercenaries' help, we need to get him out of a jam. This guy's going by the name of Wolf Bergen. Yeah, it's stupid, but I'm going to cut him some slack because he's a damn good tracker. Wolf's been all over the universe and hunted damn near everything at this point. You don't get that good without making a few enemies. Right now, the Serpentis one is headed in a bad way. Wolf may be a great captain, but he's not a capsuleer. If he croaks, there's no resurrection. The Serpentis know it. We're going to use this to our advantage. Thanks to the previous indictment, the local law in the nearby station has samples of Wolf's DNA. You should have no trouble getting access to it by virtue of it being a capsuleer. Bring me Wolf's DNA sample and I can hatch my crazy scheme. I don't feel like that told us anything. Oops. This choice will only affect the next 3 missions and will not change the final reward. Okay, here we go. What should we do? Mordu or Serpentis? Tracking the Queen or Bag of Blood? Quick, first person. No? Nobody? There we go, Mordu. Done. Ellen gets it. I mean, LM has to get something for showing up to all the streams like an hour early. Yeah, CCP says that they would like to do a lot of things. I don't know. I still, come on, does anybody agree with me that my big takeaway from the T2 Dread, my big complaint about the T2 Dread, if anything, is that I feel like they could have done the same thing, but with a carrier somehow. Maybe even with a sphere like projection, kind of like the super carriers. But I feel like they should have focused on E-War specialty for the carrier group and like agility or like fast striking, hard striking for the dreads. But what can I what do I know? I mean, there's no reason, given the fact that the lance doesn't even come out of the turrets, there's no reason why a carrier couldn't lance.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
I also want more abilities that physically move people. I unironically want that ship that like pulls everybody closer to you. Dreads are kind of like pocket titans. Yeah, I agree. But that's why I think that the T2 Dread should have been more about its strike capabilities and not about its E-War application. I was not the first one to mention T2 E-War Dreads. Malak was. Yeah, imagine if the Dread had like a gravity emitter that pulled everybody towards it at a rate of like a kilometer per second. Now you could be going in a counter vector, but I think that that would be way cooler, personally. I wasn't. That's not calling out Malak. That's shouting out Malak. He got it right. No, Danny, it's not. I'm not always calling out one of you guys when I mention it to someone. Only you. Speaking of Danny, I will take this opportunity to shill this wonderful T-shirt that I got, and this wonderful mug that you can get from the store. Links are down below. Should be. It's thanks to her that it exists, because otherwise I probably still wouldn't have gotten around to it.
Docking request accepted.
Like those other Discord lurkers. Oh boy. Do I just go back to her now? Is that what happens? I think I remember this. Yeah. There's this period, there's this spot where it just drops you out and you need to know to continue it. When do you think is roughly going? Yeah, winter expansion, Matt. Although, I will say that so far they haven't mentioned transmuters. So unless that's part of the announcement tomorrow with the bigger, or next week with the bigger projects, we could say that I'm just dumb and wrong. But damn. I'm telling you guys, I think that the most impactful thing out of this entire announcement is that 50% remote rep penalty. Just because that functionality doesn't exist in the game yet. Like if they haven't sufficient reps, there's not a tool in your disposal that, besides just alphaing things, that will get you through that. Right? This is why Macarial fleets are so dominant when people have enough money to use them.
Docking request accepted.
Yeah, you know where else has nullsec in a lot of stations? Syndicate. The pictures could just be the faction campaigns. It could be. But I think that the prediction of... I still love the invasion of Stain, right? The whole idea. I mean, it started out as kind of a meme, admittedly, but I ain't gonna lie, like, things point to it. The joke was because of the Caldari state stuff. Oh, boo! I did the thing where you forget the thing in the place.
Warp drive active.
Spain was your home. I would like to see carriers have a special unique command burst. Maybe. I mean, I think that honestly, what they should really focus on with carriers, and you know, giving the E-War to the Dreads might be a clue there. But like, I feel like carriers aren't good until using the fighters is good, right? Using fighters, from what I've been able to basically gather from a lot of people, like, it doesn't feel awesome to use the fighters. And I feel like iterating on your fighters and your interaction with fighters and what you can and do with them, I think that that's the better thing to focus on. Like, what if carriers could create an E-War burst, but did so by sacrificing a fighter? Kind of like the Shadow, but not as expensive. Like, you could have a new type of fight, or like each type of fighter, you can like hit a thing to cause it to go boom, and do like an instant effect. I don't know, man. I feel like there should be a trig command ship. That's absolutely 1000% correct. That is 100. Yep, exactly. Debuffing reps definitely is a game changer. I wonder if it will be in before AT. Wouldn't matter. Can't affect the AT. There's not going to be dreads in the AT. It would be really funny if they had like dreads on the outside, like shooting in at random times in random directions. Actually, this is one of the things I recommended to CCP back when they were first talking about redoing the proving conduits. I was like, the proving conduits need two things. Shit. Hold on. What am I doing? Let's go. That's good timing. Oh, shit. Are you serious? Whoa. Hold on. right, game. You got my attention. Nobody told me they scram in the bloodstained stars. What is that? Well, now I need nanite repair paste. Did... I'm suddenly starting to think this was a bad idea. Surprise game mechanic. Yeah, no kidding. The drone is escaping. Go, go, go. Still good content for you viewers. Exactly. That is the most important thing. Oh, okay. Eep. Keep going. I don't remember any of this. I mean, it says I haven't done this since 2018, and I don't remember this at all. Maybe I did the other side last time. No, oh ye of little faith. I can play this game. It's fine. Wait. There's a Society of Conscious Thought mysterious ship? That's a note I didn't notice last time. The idea of the Society of Conscious... Now I need to see whether or not this relates to the Black Mountain. This feels more normal. And last but not least, let's get out of here. You're welcome. Oh, yeah. Oh, did you know that this scram was there and that's why you sent me this route? Is that... Did LM1 just try to kill me? I think LM1 just tried to kill me. I think my stream's going to get demonetized because of all of the violence I'm talking about now. All right, let's head to Heck. Go to Heck, where good people go to die. There's a happy coincidence. I have not done the arc. Are you not entertained? how Ashtarothi made Sisters of Eve Epic Arc interesting. How much further do I have? How much longer? Oh God. Oh no. I should probably stop messing around. I've got a little bit of left. I might not make it in time. No. Heck, where good people go to die. Yeah. I'm about halfway through. Well, maybe I'll do it tomorrow for a stream. Oh, crud. Can any of you guys remember what my tip of the day was going to be? There was a weird thing. I mean, obviously I did the little icon thing. There was something else I was going to do. I was going to show off. We were talking about how it's not really a video in its own, but would make a good tip. Oh well. Join COE. That's the tip of the day. Or as I'm sure. Never mind. Do the SOE on your own time? Well, I mean, it does make a pretty good background. We're just chatting and hanging out. It'd be like this or event sites or missioning or something like that. So, you know, it's a thing to do. And I'm sure there's people that are enjoying being able to see it. There's a lot of people that still get intimidated by these kinds of things. I almost feel like I should have brought something with me because I'm going from Gallente space to Mimitar space, or to Heck. I feel like it's kind of a waste to not fill up my cargo space with stuff that I just want to sell in Heck or something like that. But, you know, whatever. See? Background. It works. Let's see. What else? Is there anything I haven't covered or talked about when it comes to this stuff? Is the nuding done going to be signature dependent? Is the nuding done on Titan? How does the nuding on Titans work? I don't even know. The Doomsdays. So I'm pretty sure it's not. It's only on the AoE Doomsdays and not the main Doomsday. That's why nobody ever talks about it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask some. Find out from some people. So here's the Titan Lance. And it disallows tethering, disallows docking. It consumes helium isotope to fire. Oh yeah, warm-up neutralization radius, 10 kilometers. Warm-up neutralization amount, 35,000 gigajoules. So the Titan Lance already does this effect. But we don't know whether or not this will compare with the Dread. Yeah, warm-up neutralization signature radius, because this is what reduces the damage depending on what your signature radius is in comparison to it. So things that are smaller than 20 kilometers, which not that. $33. So even this pacifier. Oh god, am I gonna die to Edencom? Please don't die to Edencom. I know you all would think it's funny. I'm just tired of losing things to Edencom, that's all. Make sure you attack the capital shit. Oh, I thought this was the part where... Okay, so this isn't even the part that kills me. Never mind. There's a place that's two jumps together. Or like... two Edencom systems adjacent to each other, and you have to go through it. So it's like blocked by Edencom, and the chances that one of the three potential places that can get me killed has the stuff available to get me killed is pretty high. But that's the price of standing up against Concord and saying that the refugees of the Second Jovian Empire, we're just going to go with that, deserve a home. There's so many systems. We only took 27. It's not that bad, guys. Leave it. Just give it a rest. Fine. You're fine. By the way, speaking of which, you can actually get this t-shirt in other colors, but just so you know, red is objectively the correct color to get it in case you're getting one. It would be really funny if CC, like, the mission... Whoa. Am I in the right place? All right. Report back. Cool, cool. Got it. Let's go. I legitimately did not realize that the SOE Epic Arc was this scary.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
I guess if you do it in a... What? How much is this thing? 250 million ISK frigate. everything gets a little scarier. Oh, no, 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 no. Yes.
Warp drive active.
On the road again. Oh man, I saw there's now a YouTube video tutorial for how to extract your avatars from EVE Online. Man, I haven't watched it yet because I need it. I want to sit down and just like see what I can get done. You know, set aside like a few hours. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to finish this today. VTuber Ash when? I know, right? The only thing is that Ash, like... So here's the thing. I've actually thought about this, right? This legitimately was a thought process that went through my head. Because, like, I'd really like to replace myself with the avatar. I just think, like, I'm not trying to hide or anything like that. I just think it would be cooler. But I also think that it would be really weird for my voice to be coming out of Ashtaroth's mouth. So, well, maybe, like, I, as an actor, would be willing to use a voice changer to, like, make the difference. But then everyone will just assume that I'm, like, trans or something. And I don't even want to go down that, like, weird road and argument and political fire hose, you know? Like, so here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Call it cloning glitch. Now, what would be hilarious is if we got like a chat bot to be Ash, and then I could like have a like ChatGPT powered like podcast host with me or something like that that is actually Ashtarothi. That'd be cool. What am I need to destroy something here. You've lost your goddamn mind. There's a fucking carrier. All right, well. Here we go, I guess. Oh, they're gone. Bye. Bye. But who's watching the Watchmen? Can I just straight up gank this thing before they can do anything about it? Yes. The answer is absolutely. What? 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 Why no? Am I supposed to do something? I don't know. Because, like, having it... I don't know, man. I actually, back in the day, made a male character to be, like, my identity. Because even back then, I realized that, like, having a female character and using a female... Because Ashtarothi is also a female name. It's a feminization of a masculine name. specifically Astaroth.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Well, the carrier was gone. But my point is, if I could actually I could hire a voice actress, for example, and have Ashtarothi read the news. But increasingly, people have commented that they like my voice, my way of talking. So I don't know, man. I respectfully disagree.
Warp drive active.
Man, one of the things I got caught up with was I'm trying to I have my computer actually in my closet in order to try to reduce the sound, like the hum. But I can still hear it, and in a way it's almost like echoing out of it. So now I had to put up like sound dampening, and even that isn't quite working. So I'm gonna have to figure out something. If you attack the carrier, it stays. Oh! Hey, man. So do I. As a person that does have to voice edit, or edit my what I say a lot. Yeah, I feel you, bro. If I were female, I think I could mimic Ash's disdain for all things Concord related. And there ain't no disdain like female disdain. It's vulnerable now. Habitation module. Got it. Woo! Nope. Sorry. You're dead now. Stop shooting. Well, you see, the second wave of missiles were already on its way. You were already dead. You just didn't know it. I killed her. Oh, God. I straight up killed her. I murdered her. Oh, no. What now? Or did she go into my cargo? No, I straight up murdered that person. Excellent. I hope... Man, I really want that to, like, stick. Like, I want them to be, like, mad at me. You were supposed to scare them, not kill them. What kind of rig are you... No, it's just more like... I want to make as good of a sound quality as possible. And I've got these, like, cardboard... I was about to show you, but it's like they're green, so like they'll disappear. But they're like these hard hexagons. I may just actually go ahead and buy like some like the big foam spiky soundproofing. Egg cartons? Okay. Okay. But I think that streaming has also become like prevalent enough that that kind of stuff is like easy to, like there's plenty of people selling it in like a for streamer kind of concept. It's not just people like trying to make a sound booth or something like that anymore. People like are just trying to do it in their rooms like I am. Yeah, basically I just need to accept that these soundproofing hexagons that I got just do absolutely nothing. Take the eggs out first. But, I mean, like, hear me out, though. I think that the eggs would help in the dampening, right? Like, the fluid nature of the heart with the heart outside, I think it would help dissipate the sound energy. Just saying. Plus, the eggs going bad will remind me to change them out. You change out soundproofing, right? I went to the wrong place? What's going on? Oh, I need to report to her. Got it. I'm so oblivious in this run. Yeah. They start to stink. Exactly. You know what I should do? I should get new filters for my air purifier or whatever, and then use the old filter as a sound bumper. I mean, blow out the dust and everything first. Please stop huffing the boosters. Those are for fleet use only. Look, I don't have a problem. I can quit whenever I want. I actually haven't smoked anything all week. I'm transitioning away from smoking anything. Boy, I really am going to need to come back and check this stream to see whether or not it's deemed like advertiser friendly or not, or whether or not my CPM on this video is different than normal. I'm just hitting all of the high notes. Marked for death. Almost to chapter 6. Oh gosh. Oh no. That might have to be our stopping point too. Because we've already hit 3 hours and it's almost time to get ready for my son to get home. I need to kill the Amar tactical outpost. Well, no porns so far? Wow. Well. Oh well. We had it good. Is this not hitting it? Okay, it's not doing any damage. Okay, well, I assume I have to kill all the mercenaries then. Oops. Is this shootable now? No. All right. Well, keep on going. Beep, 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 beep. Hi, you have a name. You're different. Your wreck has no... Oh. I guess I don't need to kill the structure? The instructions just lied to me. Got it. It's alright. I'm okay with missions lying to you. That's fine. I would expect some missions to lie. Stop shooting your mark in. I am not kin with the baseliners. Are angels kin with mortals? Snob. Yeah. Basically, the idea is that Ash took like the Amarian concept of God, because she was like a priestess or whatever. So she was loyal to God, but then she realized that like Capsuleers were in fact the true gods of the universe. Like if fully unshackled from the requirements that Concord and them bring to us, there's nothing that would stop us from basically gaining omnipotence. She wants to become the consciousness of every station, every Stargate. She wants to her consciousness to be the universe. She wants to become God. Ashtaroth always has been like she's a Luciferian character. I based her off of Kane from Legacy of Kane and Cavil from Battlestar Galactica. You want Nephilim? Because that's how you get Nephilim. Exactly. Oh, shit. We're done here. We just killed some spy? I don't know. One day, maybe I should do, like, the lore of SOE. Good thing I have too much to do. Certificate of Death. How many missions in the SOE Epic Arc end in of death? You can tell, like, CCP was, like, super metal back in their, like, early days, right? It's the duel of death. It's the hive of death. I don't know. I'm just... Didn't even... It's the failure to accept the mission of death. CCP bring back the psychic abilities. Well, the point is that like the idea that your consciousness is bound to a fleshy body, like they stripped the consciousness of a human being out of the human being, and then decided the best thing to do with it is to put it in a different human being, as opposed to like becoming the consciousness of the substation or something. What am I doing? Iceland used to be edgy before they became PC. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, HTFU and all that. Oh my god, that's far. All right, whatever. I think that means it's ad time. Let's do this. There you go. The Duel of Mild Inconvenience does not have the same ring to it. Yeah. Let's look. Am I just dumb? Yeah, marked for death, certificate of death. There's duel. I thought there's duel of death. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the answer's 2 and I'm just dumb. Okay, maybe I'm just being stupid. Yeah, Duel of Death is a level 4 mission. That's what it is. Okay. Well, there are 3 examples out of all the missions. Therefore, obviously, CCP's obsessed with the concept. Shh. I will say that EVE Online is a dark place, man. Like every single, almost every story in, like, or a lot of the stories in the Frigates of Eve book are super morbid and dark. Like the builder, the inventor of the creator of the Tristan was a cannibal. I think it was the sensor dampeners in a Harry's misfired and like vaporized a bunch of people. Or no, it like lightning bolted killed a bunch of people. And then there was another one where an ECM I think went off and killed these 9 guys in the shower that are still listed as like MIA because they can't register them as dead because there's no identifying body parts and there's no cameras in the shower obviously, and it also vaporized their dog tags. Yeah, every time you see it, you find yourself in the last game you played, and it's typically right after I've logged off. You can imagine my face. Yeah. Yeah, just remember, like, as a Capsuleer, you live a 1 in a trillion life, right? Like, this isn't even the 1%. It's the 1% of the people that have the capabilities. What the heck? Okay. Of the people that try out to become a Capsuleer, I think it's less than 1% is even capable of beginning training. And half of the people that make it to the end of training failed to take the last step. So it's a fairly elite crowd. And that actually fuels Ashtaroth's like justifications, by the way, because in her eyes, everyone who can ascend have the access to it now that like alpha clones and air programs exist. So any baseliners at this point that are still baseliners, she feels that they either are incapable of ascending or have thwarted their opportunity and therefore are merely, as she likes to call them, the former dominant race of New Eden. Or sorry, the former dominant species of New Eden. Gotta die to become an Empyrean, that's right. So here's a okay. So I just had a really weird thought. Okay, check it out. The question was like, would Ashtarothi, or Ashtarothi would feel that she is as above humans as humans are above apes, right? Or above other monkeys. Humans are apes, but you know what I mean. The gorilla, we'll call out one for specific. The humans are they are, Empyrean is as evolved past humans as humans are past gorillas. But then I realized, like, I don't know if we have guaranteed that there are gorillas in New Eden. And that got me thinking, like, if humans came here, it could very well be possible. God damn it. Hold on. God, that's scary. Yeah! See, it's always like this here. Shit, yes, jump! Fuck! I fucking knew it! Fuck off. Ugh. I think it's time to remind everyone that Concord is the true enemy of all Empyreans. Join Convocation of Empyreans. Join the fight for Empyrean dominance. I'm gonna have to go back through that place. Golly. What a nightmare. No, but like, they're always spawned on those gates, too. I can only assume that people are making them be spawned there. Pretty much all the time. What did you try to tell me? What did you try to tell me? Sorry, new expansion? 07. Yeah. The next expansion is coming next month. Which is apparently an exact date now. Is there any new content to come? It looks like it's going to be a corporation management overhaul. Primarily. It looks like it's more about, like, giving corps new tools and toys to coordinate and work together. Unknown whether there's going to be quote-unquote new content. Oh yeah, there is Homefront operations, which we still don't have any information on. That's true. They did manage to get away with not mentioning Homefront. Nobody mentioned Homefront in the stream today. I blame everyone. What the hell am I supposed to do here? Ah! Supposed to get this thing. We're crying out loud. Yep, there it is. Dang it. Yeah, Marauders get new lighting. But I wouldn't call that new content. They do get, like, we're going to get new customization on structures. and new cloud effects. So a lot of new pretty stuff. This week was just about the T2 Dread. But they have talked a lot about the fact that there's going to be, this expansion is going to be about coordination tools and new projects to work on together. And we haven't actually seen any of that yet. So I don't know what that means or how extensive to take that. We'll know more next week. No problem. I would not be surprised if capitals were made cheaper. By the way, I'd fully expect it. Especially making Tech 1 dreads cheaper as part of this. Because they kept on mentioning how cheap dreads are. I brought the thing. What am I supposed to do? Bring it to the colony where her family lived. That's not the colony, that's the outpost. There we go. I'm hoping that there's something else, even though I like the new things. I wouldn't class just corp stuff and new ships and expansion. Well, I mean, there's probably going to be other little things and whatnot, but it looks like the showcase is going to be, well, we'll see what other kinds of things that they want us to coordinate and team up on, right? Like, I don't know. The problem is that it has a lot of potential, but I've learned a valuable lesson in, like, overestimating the holes in knowledge of what's coming, right? I have frequently thought way higher than what ends up happening. Yeah, they said the T1 dreads are the most cost-effective and cheapest for the damage they do. That's correct. And I understand that technically does, but my point is that they have suggested that they want to make capitals cheaper again a little bit more cheaper. They mentioned that a couple months ago, I think. I believe. And so combine that with the fact that they kept on stressing that the thing's place is the fact that they are so cheap, makes me think that bringing them to like 2 bill instead of 3 bill makes sense, because then you have like 1 bill for your Marauder, 2 bill for your basic dread. Like, how much are faction dreads now? Are they 8? I don't know. These to be built in-game tools and their players make better third-party ones. Look, man, I've been using some pretty good third-party tools before. Having something in-game that preferably automates some of this stuff because it's managed by the thing. Oh, that'd be great. Like, what if I could just put in a bucket that I want these things, almost like buy orders, but like turn-in orders, as it were. And then, like, everybody could see. Like, we have a website that shows us progress on things. What if we could do that in-game? That'd be awesome. 7 to 9? Okay. But also, they were vague, and like the way that they described it sounds like it's going to, like, I don't know for sure if it's an industry overhaul, but it sounds like it could be more than an industry overhaul. In the corp management stuff, like the corp management is there's so many problems and so bad. It's so bad that just the fact that they are dedicating an entire expansion to it, like, it was needed. And I can't believe they're actually doing it. That's great. Think about it this way. Having good management tools added to the game will unlock more things to do for more people than any new feature could. The fact that now people can do the old features in an in-game intuitive good way would make more gameplay depth and unlock more opportunities for people and for corporations and stuff than any mechanical addition to the game that they could do. All right. Accept. This all goes back to what I've said before. Oh my god, I'm way past my time. I gotta go. I have been Ashrothi. I've been playing this game since 2010, talking about 2012, and I'm here to put even into context for you, my fellow Empyreans. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for checking it out. Thank you especially to Abyssus, Aikawarazu Chan, Arkas Ilring, Arydanika the Queen, Belligerent Neckbeard, Black Rose Noble, Dajat Lemmont, Drake, Golden Age Story, J. Kuhn, Lumi, Malak Starfire, Midnight Space Monkey, Not Just Fun, Seeds of Plenty, Serenolin with No Eyes, Syliana Vel'ash, Tgen Tgens, Nephilim Grendels, Yantey Lepouf, Zaul Nex, as well as my Immortal Tier supporters, 745 MPSI, Ebo Leet, May, Merc Utan, Nihilum, LM1, and Rid. Thank you all so much. If you want to be listed in there, you can join. There's membership tiers down below, and also on my Patreon. The members get to see videos early on, even the $1 members that I don't read off. They're all great too. I love you all, obviously. And I love all of you guys who came and watched my show and liked the video and commented and subscribed. You've already done all those things, right? Right? Last chance. And ring the bell and all that stuff. Yeah, but until next time, I've been Ashrothi, the voice of New Eden, and I'll see you in space.
Bring on the wrecking machine. For every city